All right. Am I supposed to do the intro now?
Yeah, don't say that though.
Welcome to Fuzzy Butts and Friends. Well, clearly we have a brand new, exciting, never been done before episode here for you today on Fuzzy Butts and Friends because it's a little bit wild. We've got two cameras. Here we are in the Morgan Mansion kitchen. We've got Chef Big Dog. Today I'm not your big dog. I'm Chef Big Dog. We've got sous chef Ginger Morgan here.
Chef Little Dog.
Chef Little Dog. And we have the chef of the day, the marquee chef, the person here to show us how to make an awesome recipe for pets and people is Roanna with Neopaws. Roanna, how are you?
Hello, Luke. Happy to be here. I know we're getting the Zoom thing going.
We finally got this thing figured out. It's weird. We don't really have the kitchen here at the Morgan Mansion for filming a good kitchen shot. So we've got two cameras. So it's going to kind of confuse the audience. I got to look in here. My laptop's down here, so it's going to be looking like I'm not looking at the camera. So occasionally I'll go here, go there, go down here to Ginger. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be wild. We've never done this before, but I'm excited. It'll be a cool show. All right, Ro, what I'm going to do, let me just make sure. Oh, our sushi taste testers. We got our two Fuzzy Butt taste testers here at the Morgan Manor. We got Miss Lily. Can you bring her over here? Lily, come here. Say hi.
Hi.
Greg, come on. Get up. Greg. There's Greg Grayson right here. My kid, my three-legged Pyrenees. Come over here.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've got two taste testers. So we've got a great, Ro has got a wonderful recipe for us today. And on that note, Ro, you are busy at work. You have me get my stuff ready on my end. So I'm going to let you take over the show.
All right. This is great, Luke. I'm so thrilled to be here. This is awesome. So normally there's a camera just on me and what I'm cooking. So this is completely new, as Luke said. So I'm super stoked just to have this new adventure presented to both of us, my friend. I've got my taste tester here, lovely Mimi. Let's see if you can see her.
Hi, Mimi.
Hi, baby.
She's a very gorgeous Mimi.
Now let me take you through what we're making today, Luke.
Okay.
Is beef. Okay, now people are probably wondering, how do you make beef bourguignon for you and your pet, right? Because the beef bourguignon has wine, it has onions and garlic and carrots and mushrooms, all kinds of spices. And we are going to take you through how easy it is to cook for yourself and your best friends. So this is the most important thing.
But that's the most important thing, I think, from the show is that you want to take what I think is a very sophisticated, rich, traditional recipe. And the cool thing about what you're doing is saying, hey, you could make the same recipe for the most part with mostly the same ingredients and not have to change anything out. And you'll, at the end of it all, we'll have a meal for you and your canine companion, or maybe a feline. I'm not sure if you want to feed this to your kitty cat, but at least your canine companion. So that's what's cool about this recipe, right? You can have it's one meal for everybody.
This is exactly right. And this is what my show, Healthy Cooking with Ro, for you and your recipes designed for you and your pet is all about. Because so often we're in the kitchen anyway cooking. Well, why don't we just make a little bit of extra? Just, make it a little bit different. Don't add the spices to it. And then serve your furry best friend at the same time. And then you can both have dinner together. And it's healthy. It's all about health, right? So you saw me putting the braised steak into the pan. I've used reverse osmosis water. So you can use your filtered water, whichever you prefer. I stay away from tap water. I never give tap water to my animals. I always stick to reverse osmosis. And even when I'm cooking for myself or for them, it is also with the best water possible. Because why? Because our bodies are made up of 75% water. So you want to make sure that what's flowing through your veins and your piping is not rusting you on the inside, right? So very important. In fact, Luke, I know in our last interview together, we talked about that, cancer and water. So we have to remember too that water is the source and it has to be clean. Otherwise, your body is not working at optimal, health here. So that's very important. That's number one. So what I did with the steak was very easy. I just put salt and pepper in right now with the oregano. And now it's steaming in the water. That's all I've done. And in another pot, hopefully you've seen that in the beginning, I boiled these baby potatoes. And I'd also like to make mention to everyone that my preference and choice is always to use organic, okay, certified organic. And again, what you put in your body is what energy that you put out. So let's remember that. No chemicals, no preservatives. I try to stay away from processed foods as much as possible. And yeah, let's get cooking. I mean, this is great.
I'm just checking mine. You had me put to you had me so for the audience out there, this is one of the episodes you're just gonna have to watch on our YouTube channel. I don't think it's gonna cut it listening to us on Spotify because it's gonna be crazy. You need the visuals here. So before the show, Ro was so kind that to ask me to go ahead and dump the potatoes and the stew meat, the chuck roast on into a boiling pot. So I'm about 50 minutes into it's not boiling. I have it down on low. So I just wanted to check it and making sure it's still okay on my end.
Yes.
Where you're
How's
at,
it looking, Luke? How's it looking? Mine's looking good now, my friend.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead. Do you want me to go ahead and boil it again or turn the, what do you want me to do?
No, do you think that you're 40 minutes in? That's typically how long it would take to stew the
turn
beef.
the heat. So turn the heat.
Yeah, go down to a simmer. Correct.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is once this is pretty much cooked and the potatoes, my potatoes, I've turned off. Can you see my potatoes?
I can see her. I have to look very close on my laptop to see the potatoes.
There
I
are my
need like a
potatoes.
big screen here. This is
Yeah, I know.
Cameras.
So okay, so my potatoes are cooked. So I'm just letting them sit in the hot water, but the stove's off.
Okay.
My beef is now cooking. I've already added salt to the potatoes, so that's good. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take once this is ready, we're going to take the beef and the potatoes and put them in. Actually, no, that's not true. What we're going to do while this is finishing cooking is we're going to start on our gunion sauce. And you're wondering, what is a gunion sauce, right? Which is the garlic and onion sauce. Okay, so garlic and onions. And then we're going to fry it up with the bacon. And I want to make another point of mention, which is very important to my healthy cooking style, is the least amount of fat. Now, I know eating animal fat is good for the body because we do need it, but not exaggerated. So when I was cleaning and cutting the beef in little pieces, because my pup is very small as opposed to yours, I literally took the extra fat off of it. So I just cut it off and discarded it, okay? So this way we're down to cleaner, lighter, right? Now with the bacon, we're going to do the same thing as well. So I'll cut around a little bit off the bacon fat because if we're going to add it to our garlic onion sauce, we can't drain it afterwards, right?
Okay.
So now let's show about the that sauce now on the side.
Okay.
I'm going to figure out how to do this without.
Okay, I went ahead and fried up some bacon on my end. So I've got the bacon ready here.
Oh, good.
On my end, and I separated out the bacon grease for us to use later. So
good.
Do you want this bacon chopped up? Should my sous chef Ginger be chopping up this bacon?
Yes, I need a sous chef too. Can Ginger pop over through the phone and help me out? Okay, that would be really nice. I keep asking Mimi to do it, but she's just not moving.
I rent her out for $20 an hour, of which I get 18.
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, this is good.
So it's I need to chop up 4 pieces.
4 slices of bacon. Yeah, that's what the recipe calls.
Yeah, just
and guys, we'll put the recipe on. What's that?
No, go ahead.
Into small pieces. Okay, Ginger's cutting them up into small pieces. And to the audience, we will put the actual recipe with the proportions and the amounts and the process up in our show notes when we air this podcast for sure, because I know we're kind of bouncing back and forth. So you did about, I just want to clarify, you did about 2 pounds of chuck roast or stew meat, and then about 3 cups of sliced miniature potatoes. Is that right?
Yeah, so I did basically, half a pack. So I would say probably 4 cups of potatoes. Everyone likes potatoes because it's being served without rice or anything. So this is your starch. Okay. And the nice thing about the potatoes, it will soak up the flavors. Can you see this pot here, Luke?
I can, yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, because as I mentioned, we cooked the potatoes in the water, so I'm gonna take this water and now use it for the garlic and onion sauce. So, you guys are probably
We can do
thinking,
this, good luck.
what's up with the water situation? Like, who cooks with water? Well, I do. And in fact, it's so delicious because it really, the flavors of the food really kind of stick to itself. And it makes it a lot easier as well on the body. Because once you start using the oils and everything, you're going to be, again, making the digestive process heavier. So that's why you want to keep the fats to a minimum. So let's get the garlic and the onions in here. Did you already fry up your garlics and onions?
I have not. I'm doing it right now. Do you want all 2 cups of the onions? I think is what.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Just put it in. There's
Right,
nothing.
that's what I'm
Beef
doing right
Bourgignon is full of flavor and delicious. So.
And you
It's all good.
want that sauteed in some bacon grease and some butter, correct?
No, actually, I've now used the jus from the potatoes, right? So you use the water from the potato first. You get it all and then you could add the bacon into it, and that'll give it the fat that you need. Do you know
Okay,
what I
so
mean?
no grease. So you want me to use the water from the potatoes
Yeah,
and then put the onions and the garlic in that, correct?
correct.
Okay,
That's
good.
the
I'll do that
perfect.
right now. So let's do that. What temperature do you have the skillet on for the garlic and the?
Well, I'm actually going to put it on high to speed it up. Why not?
Right.
Because you can't overcook the garlic and onions pretty much.
That's
So I'm going to move it over to this side here. Perfect. Hold on. There you go. You really think people are going to listen to this on your podcast? I love it. Cooking on podcast. That's beautiful. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, we may
Right.
be creating a genre here. I don't know if it's going to be the genre that will fail miserably, but it'd be interesting. And that's
You know what? It's all about fun, isn't it, Luke? We're all having fun.
That's
Fun
the
in
most
kitchen.
important thing is we're having fun with the pets and we're having fun together.
Yeah, I mean, look at Mimi. She's having the ball of fun.
You should give her some of the pinot noir.
Oh, that's a good. Are you having some?
No, iced tea.
Oh, good for you. Me too. I'm having iced coffee.
Yeah,
Yes,
no,
yes, yes,
it's middle of the day. It's been a long day, and so I need something to stimulate a little caffeine. So I've got mine. So I go ahead and drop the onions and the garlic, correct?
Correct. So you see now mine's like, you gotta love these gas stoves. They just cook so quickly, don't they? So in the meantime, this is cooking nicely at the back. Yeah, the best, right? Honestly, just Speedy Gonzalez stuff here.
Yeah, we
Which
had
is a good thing.
we have the friend that has a really nice kitchen, but has the island. Everything is open, and you can film a lot easier. You don't have these weird angles. You can see everything, and it's nicely lit. The problem is it's electric, not gas.
Oh,
I can't stand.
Yes.
You just can't control things.
Luke, did you add a bit of salt to your garlic and onion mix? Just a little bit.
I'm doing that right now. I'm a little behind you, but then again, you're the most important thing, not me. I'm going slow over here.
Well, Luke, let's talk about that. I mean, typically yourself and also your followers and friends, dog friends, what do they usually feed their animals?
Well, a wide range. You have some that have had successes with strictly a kibble diet. You have a lot of our supporters that actually truly make and prepare everything for their kids, whether it's cooked or raw. There's a tremendous variety amongst those supporters of Puppy Up and the families I've met and cooked with on my travels.
Lovely. That's nice. Yes, my clients too, and my friends. Most of my girlfriends, when they got dogs, they actually all took after me and cooked for their dogs, which is very nice. Again, it's just, what I love most about all of this is that when you cook, it's about love, right? You're cooking with love, you're feeding because you love your family, you love your body, you love yourself. That's how it's all about that. And that's the most important thing. So I think for that reason, that's why I choose to cook for the animals as well. Now, people always ask me, do you think that dogs or cats or any animal live longer when you feed them home cooked meals, right? So it's becoming quite the trend now to do this, correct? Everyone's kind of on the bandwagon. Oh, and a lot of companies are selling home cooked meals for your pets, which is wonderful. And why not? I mean, we eat it, let them eat it. But what my point too is that what you're buying from the stores is actually what you're making for yourself.
Right.
So it's a lot cheaper, okay, if you cook it yourself. But of course, we also have to remember not everybody's a chef. And I get that. And you know what? I wouldn't call myself a chef, although I do cook every day and I love cooking and I studied that in school. But you don't have to be a chef to cook for yourself or for your dogs or your animals, right? So let's keep that in mind. So don't be shy about it or insecure about it. Okay.
Not at all.
Nothing
But
insecure.
what I love about this is that you're taking kind of a complex, complicated recipe that most people would love to have for dinner. In fact, when I picked up the bottle of Pinot Noir at the wine store, I told him what it was going to be used for. And the guy was like, "Oh, there's a restaurant here that makes the most beautiful bourguignon and beef bourguignon."
Oh,
and,
really?
exactly. And so you can make it something fancy for yourself that other people like, but you could also have your
Yeah.
pets do the same thing. And it's good.
That's
So
really
what do we do now? How long? What's the next step? I got to make sure I'm at
Okay.
where you're at.
So I'm going to add the bacon to this in a couple of minutes. My beef, I'm going to soon turn it off. And then what we're going to do is transpose all of the ingredients once we separate the beef for the dog and for our recipe. Okay. So there are two steps to our recipes. One is for us. Well, first the dog and then
Right.
for us. Yeah.
So do we need another skillet?
Yeah, well, I'm using the one that I boiled my potatoes in to throw everything in there with the
Okay.
water that's still there because you want that. Now, when you're making the beef bourguignon sauce, you can add a teaspoon of flour in it so that it thickens the sauce, right? So it's what they call a roux, which is ROU. That's always what would thicken any sauce that you need to be thickened.
Yeah, part of my family comes from Louisiana. I got some Cajun and the Acadian, and you learn how to make a roux when you're real young over there. And if you screw it up and as you know, not stir it or cook it too hot, you can screw up a roux pretty good. So are you let me ask you a question, Ro. Are the onions going in the pet portion, the one for our kids, the onions?
I'm going to now throw this into, by the way, the potatoes. The carrots are going to go in with the potatoes right now to sit in the hot water.
Okay.
So let's do that.
Got it.
I'm sorry, Luke, I didn't mean to ignore you. The mushrooms go last, so not yet. What did you ask about the onions?
Are the onions going in for the dog portion for our kids?
No.
That's what I thought.
No, absolutely not.
I just wanted to clarify that because onions, along with avocados and chocolate, is kind of one of the no-nos for fuzzy bugs.
That's right.
Can't have
That's
that.
right. Luke. So we've got the onions, garlic. Now, there's a bit of controversy with my life too and garlic. When I was making the raw food for the dogs, we always put a clove of garlic in, but it was a very large amount of food we were cooking with one clove of garlic, right? So no big deal. So you see, I know that with bacon, it's very difficult to take. Can you see that? Yeah, you can.
I can. Yes, ma'am.
Once I start taking all the fat, there's really nothing left. And the people who love eating bacon, they're going to be like, "What, girl? Don't take the fat away." Right? So, okay. So, under that premise, I'll just add it all together. I guess this is what it's all about anyway. Okay.
Yeah, I think you get arrested in Texas for trimming fat off of bacon. I think there's
no doubt. There's no doubt. Now this is nice. I'm going to add it to the onions right about now. So that's going to cook all nicely together. This is so delicious.
So all the bacons go in with the garlic and onions, correct?
Yeah. So I would say one full cup of bacon is enough just to give the flavor and stuff. Why not?
Okay, I think that's fine.
Yeah, that's perfect. Not because you don't want to overtake the taste of the beef either, right? So it's just supposed to be a hint of.
I don't think we cut the onions the same way she did, though. We kind of.
Oh, what did you do with your onions?
I got these really cute mini Vidalia onions. They're
Oh.
really cute. I couldn't find the pearls, the onion pearls.
Yeah.
So we just basically cut them into circles, but they'll
That's what it said,
okay.
rings or something.
Rings, yeah, like onion rings. Right.
Okay, so you see, can you see the beef at all in the shot yet?
It's in the
Here we go.
back.
Yes.
Yeah, good. So this is pretty much cooked now. I'm going to turn that off as this is cooking, and then I'll show you what happens with this, and then what happens with the rest.
Yeah, I think I screwed up. You have do you have the potatoes with the meat, or the meat as the meat all by itself?
No, I actually was going to cook the potatoes with the meat, but these cook so quickly because they're so small
Okay.
that I just figured I would do it separately. But really, it seems like it is actually, I'm going to be honest, I actually use a portable electric stove most of the time because I don't want to clean my oven. So
Yeah,
it was hard to gauge. It's hard to gauge how long and how fast this is going to take, but everything is moving quite well, very, very quick.
Ginger has this really nice, a really nice, a gas stove down here in her kitchen here at the Morgan Manor, and whenever I use it, she gets really irritated when I use it because it's so easy to get dirty, and she absolutely hates cleaning it. So I have
See
to
what I
clean.
mean? This is what I'm talking about. Like, it's so much easier just to kind of, and I'm cooking for myself and my Mimi. So it's not like but when more people come, you pull out the
Absolutely.
you pull out the china and the nice stove. They all laugh at me. My friends laugh at me when they come visit and they see me cooking on my cook. They're like,
it's kind of cool, isn't it? Yeah, I love the camera angles. I love that you got the camera on the stove so we can see exactly what you're doing right there. Looks great.
yeah, it's good. I'm still on high heat, by the way, just to because it's garlics and onions, so it's no problem being on the high heat.
Yep.
And now I'm going to turn down the stove, the heat on the stewing beef. Okay, completely turning it off. So once this is cooked, I'm going to transfer the this pot over here and bring it over here. Actually, I'm going to turn it on right now too. Might as well. This way the carrots can start cooking quickly.
Okay, so our carrots are cooking already because we put it in with
Great.
the beef and the potatoes.
Yeah, those carrots are I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm following your directions 100% on my end.
That's the beauty of it. No, my friend, that's the best part. That's exactly what I'm saying. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Well, the funny thing is, for those that don't know, is I technically have been what you would consider a chef. I ran a food truck with a friend of mine in Connecticut for a year. So, I actually have developed processes and procedures in the kitchen. And so I know how to run a kitchen for the most part. But
amazing.
It's strange following somebody else's lead, though. That's so counterintuitive. So I'm trying to do my best, but I knew I was going to screw it up. My apologies.
I have news for you, Luke.
Yeah.
Your dogs are not going to mind.
That's true. Gray's right here asleep at my feet.
And
you can't.
Lily's still smelling the bacon.
Yeah, of course. They
they must be going nuts. Woo-hoo.
And they're like, just get it to us, Poppy. I don't care. Just get this. We want it. So I've been teasing them all day long.
Okay, this is going really well. I'm actually impressed with this endeavor, to be honest with you. Yeah. Does your food look like my food?
Not at all.
Let's take a look at your food. Can we see your food or what?
I haven't been I have one pot that's a big pot with the broth that's got the carrots, stew meat, and the potatoes in. Then I have a skillet that has the garlic, the onions, and the bacon in it. So those are the two pots that I currently have right here.
Can't do that. There you go.
This is the two pots that I have. So mine doesn't look like yours. So what do I need to do to catch up to you?
Okay, so let me see. Am I able to see your stuff? I'll show you mine if you show me yours, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's
wait,
mine. This has got the onions, the garlic, and
Hold
the
on.
bacon, chopped up
I'm gonna
bacon.
put my glasses on. Come back.
This
It's
is in
so
the
small.
skillet.
It's like this big.
This is in the skillet. This has got the bacon, the onions, and the garlic in a skillet with the broth.
Perfect. That's what I got too. Okay. What
Okay,
else?
then the other one has, which I
Yeah.
can't pick up and I can't show you because it's too
Okay.
big. It's
What's
a
it
bigger,
got?
it's a bigger pot. It's a bigger
Yeah.
pot. It's probably about a 12 quart or 12 quart.
Anyway, yeah.
Anyway, it's a bigger pot and it's got the
Yeah.
carrots, stew meat, and the potatoes in there. So,
And all the water.
and all the water. So at some
Oh,
point,
perfect.
so at some point,
Okay. Good. Excellent.
so-
Okay.
just so let
This is
me
what
ask
you're
you
gonna do.
let me ask you a question. So at some point we're going to take out the for the human portion, we're going to take out the meat, the carrots, and the potatoes for the humans and combine them with the garlic, onions, and the bacon, right? At some point.
So the nice thing is this, right? You
Uh-huh.
actually did good. So are your carrots and potatoes cooked?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
They'll say yes. Yes.
Yes, they're good.
Yes.
The potatoes
Okay.
are for sure.
Okay, grab a bowl, another big, nice size bowl, because now what you're going to do, this is the dog part.
Okay.
So simple, because in that mixture, what did you just put? Salt, pepper, oregano, right?
I haven't added any oregano yet to anything.
Okay, well, you can. Dogs love oregano, and dogs
Okay,
love
so oregano's
pepper.
okay
It
for
doesn't
dogs.
matter. A dog can eat, by the way, any spice whatsoever, except for garlic. Well, again, it's questionable. A lot of garlic. If your dog eats onions, a little bit of onion, it's not gonna damage it. If your dog gets into a chocolate bar, don't panic. As long as it's not like 3 chocolate bars, so everything in moderation, right? And of course, depending on the size of your animal. So, but
So you want me to take out the dog, get the dog portion out, get some carrots, get some
Yeah,
potatoes, and some meat out for the kids, correct?
exactly.
And how
Exactly.
much of the broth?
So that's good. So the broth is the water that we were cooking in, and you want to. So you're going to keep some for our recipe, and you're going to give some to the dog recipe.
All right.
So split the broth in half, because now for the beef bourguignon, we're going to be adding the tomatoes, crushed tomatoes, right? So that's going to give more moisture and liquid.
Okay. All right.
So that's perfect. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing now. I'm going to get a bowl, and I'm going to
I got
separate
it.
the dog stuff.
Sous Chef Morgan. Can I be like Gordon Ramsay and yell at my sous chef?
Timber, that's what I.
Can I call her a donkey? You donkey!
I thought maybe you wanted. to-
Doggy stew.
Doesn't break.
Oh, the Pyrex is not going to break with the heat.
I didn't think so,
No.
but
No, I can pour hot baking grease into the Pyrex bowl, which is it's going to be the hottest in a broth.
do not get my stove dirty.
What that's going to be impossible. I'm not. I am exceeding. I have cooked for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pet parents all around the country. I honestly have.
And they all
But
say the same thing. He's messy.
You can't step on a comedian's joke there. Yes, I'm well known. It's well established. It's proven categorically, undeniably that I'm the messiest freaking chef ever in the world, especially when it comes to paper towels. There's a family up in the New Hampshire, the White Mountains, and they make me bring my own paper towels when I come because they know I use all their paper towels and it drives me
Oh,
nuts.
that's so funny.
I have to bring my
Okay,
own
I
paper
wanted to-
towels.
I want a paper towel.
What's that? Okay. You kind of cut out. Your audio cut out. I didn't hear you.
Okay, I'm going to repeat. Hold on now. Okay, paper towels, my friends and viewers. Here's the stick on. I really don't use them a lot unless I really have to. Now,
Right.
what bothers me, let's not say what bothers me. This is the right way to use a paper towel. If you are drying your hands and you don't have a dish towel and you decide to use a paper towel, please do not use the paper towel to dry your clean, wet hands and then throw the paper towel out.
Correct.
That paper towel can be reused several times because it's your clean hands, right? And then you can use it to wipe the floor, to wipe your oven, right? Okay, so that's good. Another thing
Ginger drives me nuts. She hangs the wet paper towels where I have my spices and stuff like that, so they can dry out. She can use them to clean the counter. But So I use my paper towels like 4 or 5 times because what drives her nuts is I will, until I got no more use of my paper towel, I will put them in a trash bag and save them as kindling for my fires, my campfire.
Oh, that's
So that way they're
great.
totally gone. No trash at all whatsoever. They
Good
use
for
it for
you.
kindling.
That's
So
wonderful.
I
That's
am the
wonderful.
uber recycler when it comes to paper towels, but that's great advice. Get as
That's
many uses
really,
out
really
like
good.
that. All right, wait,
Yes, sir.
I gotta show you this. I got this for Ginger as a way of saying thank you for letting me use the kitchen. Let's see if you can see it.
Oh, cute. Are those, what is it? What is it? I can't because I don't have my glasses. Read it. Oh, how cute. Is that like, what does it say?
You
Huh?
can't read that? You're gonna make me say it?
Okay, hold on. Let me see. I got it. Oh my God. It says, bitch, I'm the sous chef.
So I am the secret ingredient. Anyway.
Bitch, I'm the secret ingredient. That's hilarious.
Yeah, well, I have a saying. It's supposed to be funny. It's like I am the secret ingredient. Anyway, but I have a saying in my kitchen. There's no bitching in my kitchen. So I love to have the fun, funny love. That's why I love your spirit.
I like that.
I love your energy. You're so great. You're so happy. It's great. I can't wait. I've got to come up to Canada and cook with you personally. I don't think we've ever done that, have we?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Please do come, except for I'm in California. So if you go to Canada, I'll kind of miss you. And
Wait, how long didn't you used to live up in Canada?
I still live in Canada. I live in both California and Canada now.
Oh, you're
Yes, and
one of
I've been
those.
here a little longer than expected, and I just got a horse, a brand new horse. So now I'm going to be adding the horse recipes and menus to my healthy cooking with Ro for you and your pet.
Do you have a show? This is a time for you to plug what you do, Ro. Do you have a show? Where can people watch the show?
Yeah, I have Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, and they're all called Healthy Cooking with Ro for you and your pet.
Excellent.
Yeah.
We'll link to that.
Yeah. And Ro is R-O, by the way. And
Yes.
short for Roanna.
Roanna.
Yeah, so Roanna is my real name. And I do run, I run Neopause, which we make orthopedic and running shoes for your furry best friends. I do sell to different animals like pigs and dogs and cats for medical reasons, but they definitely don't walk around in shoes.
Yes, I've been using
horses and
Neopause.
donkeys.
Did you say donkeys? You have booties for donkeys?
Oh yeah, donkeys and llamas, Luke. We've had llamas use our stuff. Yeah,
Oh,
because
wow.
they fit
Did you
well, we have
earlier
14
say-
sizes, so yeah.
I'd love to see photos of that. That's awesome.
I have the best picture of a donkey in our shoes. I will send it to you. It is so cute.
Well,
my goodness.
there's a lot of history here with Ro from Neopause because on my first walk from Austin to Boston, we tried all the brands out there, all the different types of shoes, and I sadly and apologetically have to admit, Ro, that we came to Neopause last. Although I think actually you found out about us and came to us.
Yeah.
But, it's like you're driving a boat or you're doing cartwheels or something over there. I don't know. The show is
I got so
going off the
excited.
wheels. But I got to tell you that the story that there's a beautiful Hudson story in there is that for those of you that don't know what Neopause their boots look like, you don't actually call them boots. You have a particular name for them, right?
Oh my God. What I have to tell you is I just tried the onions with this bacon and garlic mix. Oh my goodness gracious. So good. Oh,
Good.
yeah. No, what were you going to, Luke?
Running shoes, yes.
Running shoes. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Luke, hold on one second. I
Yes,
want to
ma'am.
plug my company, but I want to make sure we're on track. How's your food? My food is ready to be something.
My beef is nowhere near the garlic and I didn't know the beef. I set aside some of the beef.
This one, your onions, you made it your onion and garlic mixture, right? The gunion?
Correct.
The gunion.
But I didn't put beef
With the
in that,
bacon.
though.
You added the bacon?
Yep.
Okay, that's it. That's
Okay.
delicious. Okay, this is beautiful. So now, okay, see my empty bowl?
Yep.
This is the empty dog bowl. Now, dogs can also eat mushrooms, carrots, potatoes, beets, anything green. Yeah, just FYI. So
are we doing the
yesterday
tomato
I did-
paste? Do you want us to get the tomato paste ready?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, because it's going to go into the beef bourguignon mix. Right now, I'm just separating for the dog right now.
Okay, all right.
And the other day, a couple of nights ago, I made Mimi organic chicken with mushrooms and zucchini. So she loves zucchini. I love zucchini too. So zucchini squash, and it just all gets nice and cooked up together with the mushrooms, and she laps it up, my friend. And I also, by the way, for all of our fun viewers, I've now started buying the little multivitamin chews. Those are great that they have. I love that. I wish they had that 20 years ago. So you can just give that to your dog, and also probiotic, and it doesn't have to be a dog probiotic. Any probiotic is good. I open the capsules and I put it on the food for her. So, she has a good gut flora, right? Like us. So basically everything that you do for them. Okay, here we go.
So what am I doing with the dog bowl?
Okay, here we go. So I'm going to take the potato.
Yep.
Right now, and carrots.
Yep.
And I'm going to separate it. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna, maybe I'll go, this way. Okay. So then here, so we're gonna put some of that and take it and save it for Mimi's. So you can choose how much you want to give to the animal. And by the way, I never cook in small amounts.
Good.
No. I always cook in large amounts because it's just easier. And you don't have to keep doing it every night. So, and we all love leftovers and of course, when something sits in its jus and spices, it always tastes better the next day or the day after. Okay. So don't be shy or think it's like weird to eat.
Ro, when you separated that out, you put some of the broth in there too, right?
Yeah, you see it right there. That's the dog bowl back
there.
there.
Hun, but you know what? So this broth here, actually, because I've got the broth for the meat, I'm going to put that in there as well. So I'll share that. The nice thing about when you're reheating things, I don't serve my dog's food cold at any time. It's always lukewarm, and I always use chicken broth to warm things up. Okay, so you can always afterwards use a broth and just add it to the frying pan as you're heating it up. Now, I know it sounds very high maintenance, but it really isn't. It doesn't take that long. It's just, you have to program your brain, and it's a very routine thing that you get into, and it's very easy. It becomes easy. So whenever we want to tackle something that's different, keep the positive attitude and just do it. Okay. That's my constant philosophy.
Good.
Okay, so now we're
trying to do it and keep up with you over here. So now you're taking.
Okay. Are we at this part for the dog?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to add some of the the meat to the dog stuff.
Okay. So we have like a couple of cups of broth in with the dog stuff.
She said that's fine. Yes.
That's fine.
Oh yeah. That's great. Sure. Yeah. And in beef bourguignon, they actually tell you when you're making beef bourguignon, whoever that is, many recipes, you can add beef broth just to up the taste and, the whole beefy thing. So that's great. So now, this is, now you see this? This is now for the dog.
Correct. Okay. So is the dog part done yet? Is it done now?
Yeah, that's it.
That's
the dog part is done. So now I'm going to take some of this broth here. That's the broth I'm going to give to the dog. Okay.
Correct.
There we go. Okay. Perfect. And I'm going to save most of it now for.
Yep.
And are you with me on this? So
yes, ma'am. I am. Yep. I see where you're at.
Okay. Now watch. I'm going to take this and pour it into here. Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to just pour everything into here. We'll just put it all.
That's it. Here. So now we're going to move everything over to the human pot.
Yeah, so you want everything in one pot, correct?
Now this is our recipe now, human.
Right, but you want everything in one pot though, correct?
Yeah, exactly. So now I'm going to also take the onions and put it into there with the bacon and garlic. So that is now done. The dog is happy.
Right, I got too much.
Okay. Beautiful. Look at that. See, this is beautiful. Your dog is going to be so happy. Now, of course, I'm going to, ultimately I'll cut the potatoes up more for Mimi because her mouth is so small, right? Yeah. So, but I did cut my beef up much smaller in small bits. And I used 2 pounds of beef for this, but who cares? You use as much as you want.
Glass bowls, please. Well, that's small right there.
Luke.
Yes. We're listening. right now, my sous chef wants to go on a bathroom break, and I told her no, not in.
That is not
That's-
true.
No, we're just trying to figure things out. We're trying to keep up with you over here. I'm kidding.
You're
I think
so cute. I love what you're doing.
I think
I
I
love
have
what
too
that
much
looks
broth,
like.
so I'm pulling some broth out here because yours looks a little bit.
For the
not-
dog?
No, for the humans.
Oh, yeah. Well, look,
I started with
FYI.
I started with 6 cups of broth or water, RO
Okay,
water,
well,
and
I want to tell you.
I seem like I have more than you.
Wait. I'm sorry,
Well-
what did you say, Ro?
And the thing is, when I cook, yeah, I always put covers on things so that the water doesn't, or the jus doesn't evaporate. Today it's evaporating a lot, so it's okay though. Yeah. Okay, so I got a lot of broth here too, Luke. You need it. It's good. It's good.
Okay, so we're
Okay,
gonna go ahead and
my
combine
friend,
this.
I'm
Just combine
adding-
everything in here then, rather than
Oh, that's what I would do, yeah.
Okay, yeah. that's
Where are your mushrooms?
they're over here. Ginger did a wonderful
Good.
job. with the
Ginger, dump
prepping.
them. Dump.
She's got them ready to go. So
There
you
you
want
go.
them in the broth now too?
Mushrooms are going in now. They're gonna cook for the next 5 minutes with my other stuff. Yeah.
All right, guys, we're moving along, we're making progress. So it's all going.
That's right.
This is the kind of thing that I like. Throw it all in one pot. All going together. All right, so now we're gonna need some more broth because.
I think so. You think?
Well, hers just looks not as thin as mine, but
Okay. well,
yeah, let's
Don't
go.
forget we're adding the tomato too, so that's gonna be brothy. And the reason they add the flour is to thicken the sauce if you really want to. And don't forget you know what? One thing I read and know about cooking with wine is that it can be bitter. So you don't want to cook it for too long, okay? You want to
Right.
kind of add it. So maybe the last 10 minutes and that's it, okay? So no, you don't want it hanging out.
Okay.
And in the meantime, pause for the cause. I'm going to show you a very funny thing that I picked up since I'm in Temecula, California, wine country. I don't know if you can see this, but it says, can you see that at all?
I love
Yeah.
cooking with wine. Sometimes I even put it in the food. Yeah,
I love it.
that's great.
That was from my Alcoholics Anonymous group that they gave to me as an award. No, I'm not an alcoholic.
Well,
Okay,
go ahead. Go ahead.
what? No, that's it. That's all I have to say.
So when do we? So we have the tomato paste. Everything's in one pot. What's the next? So
Okay.
I've got a couple of ingredients. I just want to make sure I don't know what I'm doing with. I've got the tomato
Okay.
paste. I've got some of the thyme, which we're using thyme instead of rosemary. When does that go in?
Now,
Okay.
now it's good. That's perfect. And
No, you could put it in there like this, and the leaves will just fall off, and then
Okay.
you just. So, but I
When do
already
you put the
washed it.
tomato paste in?
Yeah, when does the tomato paste go in?
uh,
Time here.
I'm gonna add it when I put the onions and bacon. I want everything to now I'm just cooking the mushroom up, right? So I want the mushroom to go. In fact, we could probably add everything right. I just don't want to overcook anything. So this is good because the carrots can use an extra couple of minutes. So, and the potatoes are perfect. So that's all good. So let me see. And the nice thing about mushrooms, oh yeah, they're already cooked. Okay, next. Okay, I'm gonna try, I need 2 hands. I'm gonna do with one hand wonder. I'm adding the bacon and onions now, guys.
Yep,
Okay,
I got it.
here we go.
I'm with you.
1 spoon at a
I've already
time.
done that. Pretty like 50
Okay.
steps ahead.
Oh my goodness. I've just tasted this and that, and my salt content is perfect. How about yours?
Salt, I haven't tasted mine yet. I'm not
Okay.
at that. Let's go ahead and do it. I'll maybe taste it.
Okay, good.
It's a good point though, because I make sometimes complex recipes on my end. And the one thing I always tell people that I work with and cook with is that everything has to be seasoned individually, even if you're going to put it in all together at the end. So
Oh, absolutely.
gotta
It really
season
does.
along the way, always
Yes,
along
you
the
do.
way.
Yes, I agree, Luke. Spoken from a true chef. Because you can't just, because that's what it doesn't cook long enough for everything to absorb the
Correct.
spices. And that's why when I was saying that the
Correct.
leftovers do taste better, because finally they get to sit in with each other, right? Okay, so now I am going to just stir this up together.
And we'll
And
go.
then we'll add the tomato paste to it. I have crushed tomatoes, crushed.
You want
So
crushed tomatoes or tomato
Yeah.
paste?
Tomato, it doesn't really matter. Whatever floats your boat, whatever you have in the cupboard is perfect. But I yesterday went out and bought organic crushed tomatoes. Now
And-
I actually have an acid thing. I can't eat too much
Seasoning over
acid.
here.
So okay, wonderful. This is looking fine.
Sea salt.
Oh my goodness gracious! I can't wait to
So
taste.
we have 6 ounces of tomato paste. Is that good?
Okay, yeah, that's for 6 ounces. Yeah, that's one of those small cans, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's perfect actually. The small can. I think I'm gonna use. Oh, I guess I'm gonna use all of mine.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
Take
All
it
right.
out of there.
perfect. There we go.
I don't know if you can see, but Lily's pacing back and forth. Like she's ready.
Got
Oh,
the
how
paste here, guys.
cute.
Everyone, look at the tomato paste. Just a generic version of it. The whole thing.
The whole thing.
Oh, this is groovy. Now, I also read that if you have a gluten-sensitive diet, and instead of putting the flour in to make the roux, you can put cornstarch. Cornstarch. I'm not really big on using any of that stuff, but you can if that's, especially when you're cooking something very sophisticated and you want it to turn out perfectly.
I don't,
So,
because what I do
up
is
to you.
if I want to thicken it, I'll cook it down. I'm
Yeah,
with you. I don't
exactly.
like adding stuff that I don't have to. Flour will take away flavor, as
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So I don't like adding
point.
anything or taking away anything unless I'm a minimalist when it comes to cooking. I don't like
Yes.
adding ingredients unless it contributes a lot to the whole thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I agree with you. I definitely agree. So now we're gonna just let it kind of simmer
Okay.
for a few minutes, right? Because now everything's just gonna take to each other. And then of course we're gonna add the I guess how much wine you add is really up to you. You can do it to taste. You can start with a cup, 5 ounces, 6 ounces, 8 ounces is probably a good amount, really, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's 8 ounces is 1 cup.
Yes, 8 ounces is 1 cup.
So you want to go ahead and add the wine now to it? Is that correct?
I'm gonna give it two more minutes. I'm just gonna
2
let
minutes,
it.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm just not. Yeah, go ahead. Oh, guess I'll look at it here. Here's what we got to show you, everyone. This is a Pinot Noir.
Oh my God.
This is a Pinot Noir from the Burgundy region in France. So this is legit.
Woo! Nice.
Burgundy. Because
Very
that's what Bourguignon means, is actually stewed in Burgundy, correct? Or cooked in Burgundy.
Bourgogne, that's right. Bourgogne, France. That's right.
Well, I had 3 years of France when I was in high school, and I remember very little of it. I know how to say chien.
Chien, dog.
Chien, dog, yep.
I just have to say that this is a masterpiece. Voila, perfect.
Does it tasting good on your end, huh?
Oh my goodness gracious. I just had a little piece of the cooked garlic that came with a spoonful of the crushed tomatoes.
Let me ask you a question. I was going to do it, but I ran out of time. Because it adds the additional umami to anything, I love roasting the garlic. And rather than adding diced or minced garlic, adding roasted garlic, because you got the caramelization, you got the sugar, and it just adds a little bit more umami to a stew than diced garlic.
That's nice. You know what? Actually, as you were saying that, I visualized in my mouth the little caramelized onion, little thing, right? Yes, I see what you're saying. So let's tell the audience, how do you do that with the onions to get there? How do you roast them?
How do I roast them? Well,
Yeah.
I take garlic cloves and onion slices and drench them in salt and some type of grease. Sometimes I'll use bacon grease. Sometimes I'll use olive oil, and sometimes I'll use butter. And I just roast it at a very high temperature in the oven, let me get nice and caramelized, and it's beautiful.
Oh, that's great. And you
Was
can
that
also
what you
use
were asking for? Or-
Yeah, that's exactly what I was asking for. Yeah. And I mean, and those who love to barbecue everything, right? It's perfect on the Barbie,
Absolutely. All right, so
especially in the summer. Hello.
I'm gonna add a cup of the wine now to
Me
the.
too, me too, me
All
too,
right, here
me
we
too.
cheers. Here we go. I don't drink anymore, but cheers to you.
Yeah, cheers. Good, cheers. Okay, here we go.
All right, yeah, that's fine right there, right? A little less than a cup is what we're gonna do because I think she has more broth than we do.
Yeah, that's possible. Of course, I probably started with more water, maybe.
It could be, but like I said, is to me, it doesn't matter how much broth I start out with because to me, it's just you cook it longer, right? You just cook it a little higher
Yeah.
temperature. You cook it
Yeah.
longer. You let the
Yeah.
water evaporate out or the broth evaporate out. You thicken it that way, and it condenses the flavors. Whereas if you add something to it, it takes it away from the flavor. So I
Oh,
like
good
my
point.
flavors
Very good
compact and
point.
condensed. Yours is looking really good over there.
I know, right? I feel like I want to put some spaghetti in it too.
Well, I
This
love
is like,
I love the article that you sent to me. You sent me a bunch of information about
On
beef
what?
bourguignon. And what I love about it is they talk about what's traditionally eaten with potatoes. However, you can do what I love is polenta. And I was thinking, man, I bet bourguignon with some nice polenta, buttery polenta is beautiful.
Oh my gosh, that would be beautiful. Yes.
Yeah.
And you can serve it with rice. And really, that's the beauty about cooking too. And the beauty that you can, add whatever whatever your favorite thing is, and it will still taste, as long as the base and the sauce has that flavor, everything else will absorb beautifully with it.
Right.
Yeah. And in fact, one of my recipes on the show is meatballs made with polenta. And you should really try that because the dogs love it. And in fact, the videographer at the time, he said, Ronnie, out of your, 26 shows, the meatballs and polenta were my favorite, which was really cute.
I am
Delicious.
going to check that out.
So easy to make, Luke. You're going to trust me, you'll love them if you love polenta. Just delicious. No time to make it.
I do. Let me ask you a question, Ro. Do you ever ask? I love umami because to me that's like one of the to me it's just the thing that brings a dish together. And so roasted garlic, caramelized veg, onions, it can all bring umami to a dish. But I like to add soy to any of the stew. Do you ever add soy, just a little bit of soy sauce, or are you against that?
You know what? Again, it's to taste. And there's nothing wrong with that. You could. I wouldn't do it with the beef bourguignon, but I have news for everyone right now. I just tasted the sauce now.
Yep, good stuff.
Oh my goodness. Like you can't, the wine in here just popped it.
Well, it's smelling wonderful on our end. So this the one thing
I'm going to turn it off. I'm done.
You're done on your end. Okay. All right.
Oh yeah. Any more, then it will go bitter. This is perfect. And the nice thing is too,
ahead and turn off.
always
I'm
remember
turning it off on my end too.
Yeah. And always remember that after it's like when you're cooking hard-boiled eggs and we think we have to boil them for 15 minutes. In fact, or 20 or whatever. And if you actually boil it for 10 and turn it off and come back an hour later, your eggs are just as cooked because, of course, the heat doesn't go away. It sits, right?
So is this the time to give our little guests of honor their food?
Yeah, we've got the taste testers here going nuts. They're pacing. They're giving us the stink eye over here. They're ready to go. They said Poppy, Chef Big Dog. Actually, that's what I tell them to call me that on the day when I'm in the kitchen. They call me. They don't call me Poppy. They call me Chef Big Dog. Chef Big Dog. What is
the dogs call you that?
Yeah. What is supper time? What is gonna be ready? Because I've been hamming it up all morning long. How we're gonna make this beautiful beef bourguignon for them today. So is it ready for them to eat? Look at Mimi, she's ready to go. All right, is it time to bring in our taste testers?
Yeah. So listen. Mimi, wait. She was about to get up and dig in. That's a really mighty big dog bowl, my friend. So it's a little warm still, I think, though, don't you think?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. I don't. Let me see.
Ours been's cooling off. Now, Ginger wants to show you the Bowser beer.
Oh.
Please.
Thanks for that. So, we do not have doggy wine, but I would like to know what type of Bowser beer. Can you see the?
You gotta point it up here. You can.
I can't-
Oh, yeah.
Right there.
Go ahead.
Okay, so
Oh,
we
how
have,
cute.
so that is that the pork or the beef? That's the beef.
Yeah, beef would make the most sense.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
row.
sorry. Mhm.
And then we have the chicken,
Yeah.
and then we have, oh, this is the beef. You had the pork before, so this is the
This
beef.
is fine. Look what I can over here.
So,
This looks.
which one do you think would pair best with the meal this evening?
So, Ginger, this is the first time I hear about doggy beer. We have to talk about this. Who makes it and where did you get it from? Did someone donate it to your cooking
They
show?
did, yeah, they
Debut?
donated, actually, the foundation now has a slobber saloon, so they donated it to the slobber saloon. And we
Oh,
give out samples and then we can sell it. So we took this slobber saloon on the road last week to Madison, Wisconsin for our puppy up walk there. And it was a great success. It's so cute. I'll send you pictures of it.
Imagine a
But-
bar, it's like a little bar with some stools, and then we set up some shots of Bowser beer, and we had the dogs come up and taste test, but it was a huge hit. It was awesome.
how
So.
wonderful.
So
So,
you
to
you
answer
could
the
use
question,
this. Go ahead.
I would definitely agree with Luke and say let's stick with the beef.
With the
Yeah.
beef. That's kind
Yeah.
of what I thought, but I wanted
Yes.
to show that we had different flavors.
That's very nice. That's very nice.
And so with the Bowser beer, like you said earlier, you might put some broth or something over their food if we were warming it up. So we could put the Bowser beer over it if we warm up their food. And then you can also freeze it in the summertime and do little ice cubes. People freeze their pets.
Oh, that's a great idea. Love that.
Because it doesn't freeze solid, like an ice cube. So,
Yeah.
I don't know if I showed this camera over here.
Oh, yeah, look at that. That's great.
Okay.
That's really
Can you
nice.
see this camera now, finally?
I can see it. Yes, I can.
Okay.
okay, so I'm going to.
I am with the program here.
I'm gonna pop open the beer for them. Let's see, I think I should.
Nice.
A little bit.
Okay, so I think we're gonna move this camera down here and get it on the floor so we can get footage of them actually sampling the beautiful.
Oh, that's a good idea.
The
Yeah.
beautiful recipe that you gave us today. So we're gonna make, this is the money shot. Look at Mimi, she's ready to go. See, I love your
Right?
setup. You've got,
I've been
looks like a
feeding her.
butcher, looks like you've got a butcher block island there. Love that.
I
setup.
do. I do. Look.
Oh, yeah, that's,
And you know what I did, Luke?
what's that?
Mm. Well, when I bought the house, this island was here, but in a bit of, like it was a little tired. Nice. And so I redid the whole kitchen. And my kitchen person actually epoxied the top of the butcher block.
I saw that, yep.
Yeah, because
Smart,
let me
that's
tell
smart.
you the difference that it makes. My friends used to come over, I'd have to worry about a glass of wine, leaking on the butcher block, constantly conditioning it. Forget about it. And no one's cooking on it, like cutting stuff on it. So this
Right.
is just basically the party island. It's my desk in the daytime. I work off of it, so it's nice. So this way I never have to worry about it.
Yeah, well, I got this nice chef, well, I think it's a 12-foot chef table, maybe a 10-foot one here. It's stainless steel. Well, I'm from Texas and everything is at least 2 foot longer and bigger. So I say 10 or 12 feet. Anyway, it's a great table, but it's so hard to film because we got it up against the wall, and the wall, Ginger came up with the idea of hanging these, what is this, like merchandise display racks, and then the spice racks I've got, and also the utensil racks. This is a very functional kitchen, so I wish I could show you that, but let's get the kids out here.
Okay.
Let's get Ginger's camera. Hold on, bro. We're gonna change the camera. We're gonna put this is Ginger's laptop right here. We're gonna take this one and put it on the floor so you can see the results of the taste test. Where's Grayson? Gray, come here.
Come on, Grayson. Gray.
See how
All
this
right, well.
we're
So
sitting here.
cute.
You can't eat that.
Oh, the baby.
There's the leak.
Hey, I want to tell you guys something else that I've discovered. And I try to do it with all my pets, especially when they drink water. So I use elevated bowls. And I'm doing the same thing with the horse food as well.
I can't, Ginger, right here. It's her right there.
Anyway, I'll talk to the audience since they're busy.
Yeah, we're trying, I'm sorry, we're just there. You got it? It's right there. You can
No
see her,
problem.
you can
I
see her,
often
you got
talk
the
to
food.
myself. It's not a problem.
For those of you who can see Lily's side right here, it's been shaved because Lily has, Ginger can tell you.
Well, she had every 3 to 4 months, she goes and gets an ultrasound because she's had stomach cancer twice.
Oh,
So
goodness.
She
Oh,
said
that's
She's doing
terrible.
okay, knock on wood.
Yeah.
She's
She's
fine,
at
just her
3 years.
appetites. Right, sorry.
Well,
she's a 3-year survivor from having a GIST tumor removed. So
Can you hear?
wow. Wow. You know, I'm going to tell you something. Many years ago, when I got my first dog, Max, and I got him from Mexico, he was the healthiest, fastest, best dog ever. Like, he was the reason I actually created Neopaws, because at 6 months, I took him rollerblading, and he came back with bloody paws, and I was like, oh dear, how come they don't have running shoes for dogs? And so I made them, and
You make the best.
and the best, of course. And then I adopted Buster. And Buster, when I would feed him chicken, would have diarrhea. So, you know, I would definitely adapt to his diet. So, you know, that was no problem. Lamb is always good for most dogs that if they're allergic to anything. But then he had, at the age of 13, he got a huge tumor in his stomach. Now, when I adopted him, he was from a backyard where in not the best of areas. So he would get out and basically everyone would feed him, all the druggies and you know, all the people living on the street, right? This is where he came from. So they would give him, listen, this is the point of the story. They fed him Alpo, like the orange. Remember that orange stuff that they used to make 20, 30 years ago for dogs that looked like hamburger meat, but it was orange?
yeah, mighty burger.
Yeah. Well, that's how Buster got sick. So I want to say sometimes even humans, we're all genetically prone to certain things. It's in our DNA, right? It gets passed along to us. But when does the actual illness or dis-ease hit us? It's when we are not taking care of ourselves, right? When we're not eating healthily. One thing I like about this dish, if you notice, we haven't added any oil or extra fat to it.
Right.
And you don't have to. And that's the beautiful thing. So that's how clean it is. And what's in it is just the natural fat from the animal, which is super. Not too much of it, just a little bit, which makes it nice and tasty. So nobody should be adding, you know, copious amounts of oil to their food. Believe me, when you cook with water, or a coconut oil is another favorite of mine. Coconut oil is fantastic. They say that olive oil, you shouldn't cook with it. It turns into a saturated fat. But they also say that, some people say that about coconut oil. So so that's why I just keep it clean, you know, and I cook with my water, and I can add on my lovely organic greens. I put the beautiful olive oil. In fact, I have an olive grove here on my ranch. And this last year I made olive oil. So that was a fascinating endeavor.
That's awesome. I was trying not to interrupt you, but we had, for those of you watching, heard Lily having a sneezing spell and probably would have gotten worried about her. And Ginger thought she would solve it by moving the camera away, as though. Anyway, Lily has a bit of a respiratory infection. It's been going around here in the house, but she's fine. So she got a little bit snotty, wheezy, and stuff. So. We're getting Greg. Come on, Greg. Come on, buddy. Get over here. Come on, sweetheart. Let's get a treat. Come on, Greg. Grace, come on.
Okay, I'll go back to talking to everyone about the beef bourguignon and Mimi. So cute. No, but honestly, it's really not that big of an effort for the whole family to eat well, and especially if you have children. Oh, hi, Grayson. Now Grayson's a tripod, right? He's a tripod.
He is.
And how's he doing?
He's doing great.
Yeah, he's just fine. I don't know why he wouldn't want to get up over there. He was just in a little roundabout area, but no, he's fine. Look at that. Loves it. Loves the recipe. He's a champion. He's one of those passionate. He loves his food.
We did it.
So
We did it.
I'm surprised. I was just kind of curious to see how he would take to carrots because I think traditionally I've tried to give him raw carrots and raw veggies. He's not really been interested in that. So he's loving it.
Loving it. Okay, now guys, what about you guys testing out your beef bourguignon? I wish I could always express the flavors and the deliciousness through a phone or a camera. You know, when I had my TV show, 26 episodes, I don't know if you know this, Luke, but I traveled around Latin America and I cooked with top chefs. So, and then we focused on the city where we were in, the culture and their cuisine. It was one of the most fabulous. Yes, and I have a book that I co-authored for that as well. It was a few years ago, and it was prehistorically before social media. Otherwise, you would have known about it. Trust me. So, but I've been watching the episodes, and it's so much fun. But my point being is that even cooking all of these deliciousness, you know, it's kind of interesting. Okay, I'm not going to go there. Never mind. I'm not going to go there. I want to say, though, that I'm actually self-publishing a book for Healthy Cooking with Ro. So, good. Luke, I am going to give you and Ginger a copy.
I love it.
Thank you.
Yes,
and
yes.
I'd
And
love
you
to hear
can
some of
follow
this.
all the recipes.
I would love to hear some stories about you as a traveling with your chef friends and stuff, because it sounds like you're a legit chef. And I was more of just a guy that stayed with pet parents and who just wanted to go in and think about getting in their kitchen and cooking stuff. And so that's how I developed my skills, was just going in their pantry, opening up the fridge and freezer and just say, I think this will probably work. And most of the time, thank goodness it did, but some of the time it did, sometimes it didn't. But I'm going to try this Bourguignon right now. I'm looking forward. Chef Big Dog's doing his taste test.
You know, put some of it in front of right in front of the lens. Is it good?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. To me, there's just nothing better and more beautiful than mushrooms,
wow,
beef, garlic, wine.
Honestly.
It's
wow.
rustic, it's warm, it's rustic. It's just, it evokes all the wonderful feelings. And that's why I love it that you could share it with your fuzzy bud.
Oh,
it's just so to me, getting on the couch, getting a nice little bowl of Bourguignon, sitting there with your fuzzy butt, put on the Netflix, stream some Netflix or Prime Video. Boy. I guess you probably don't want some out of my bowl. You're just a sous chef. You get, yeah, that's right. You don't get what we get. You get the scraps in the. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Of course, I'm kidding.
Of course,
Ginger. Actually, at the Morgan Manor, the fuzzy butts get the premier best of everything. Then Ginger comes next, and Chef Big Dog or your Big Dog, whatever that I get the scraps. That's actually, as you know, the chef is always the one that eats last, as you know that, right?
What do you want?
Mimi, how you liking it, sweetheart?
What do you want, Mimi? What do you want? You want more? You want more, my baby? Was it delicious? Oh, my baby. My baby's a good girl.
Indiana, I mean, not Indiana, but Grayson did not eat all of his carrots.
Oh, really? Okay, so is he used to eating vegetables? Do you guys ever feed him veggies?
I do. Ginger, I like you, is that I cook for humans. The way it works around here is I'm the one that typically cooks for people around here, and then I'll leave Ginger with like the chicken carcass, and she'll take the chicken carcass, make a broth, and then add kale to it and all the other stuff that she makes for Lily and her kids.
Oh, that's nice.
So it's pretty clear cut around here at Morgan Manor. I cook for the people, she cooks for the pets, but I like this now that I can do everything. I won't need her anymore at all. She will have little use to me anymore because she's really little use to me in the podcast as the co-host. I'm kidding. This is so wonderful, Ro. Thank you. It's been a wild experience. We've had like 3 cameras, never done anything like this before. We're here in the kitchen. It's interesting. You did it with your phone. I was like, oh, I told Ginger, I was like, oh, I'm not sure she's gonna make it work with your phone, but you did it. You did it. You did a wonderful job though. Did we get everything in here that you wanted to cover, I think, that you wanted to talk about?
Absolutely. And I'm just curious, how is the texture of your meat? Mimi's going crazy, by the way. She's like, more.
It's good.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Really, it really is. The one step I would have done, and I think we talked about this, and I think we just didn't have time for it, is I would have browned the beef, right? I would have browned the beef and like just to like a butter, and get that nice little caramelization on the top of the beef. But other than that, it's great. It's wonderful.
You know what? And that's a beautiful thing, Luke. You can take it and make your own beef bourguignon the next time.
Yeah.
And this as also to our viewers and our pet friends, you don't have to worry if your dog doesn't eat vegetables. The vegetables is not a thing that all dogs like to eat. They're the same with grains, right? It's not like, let's say in the wild. Well, the only wild is around people's garbage cans, really. So that's the wild. So they'll eat anything. So no, don't panic. If the dog just wants to eat, meat, then that's enough. That's perfect. And then again, you can, okay, Mimi, I created a monster.
I think you turned your volume down on your phone because I can barely hear you now. Can you check the volume?
Yes, the volume. Oh, I just took a, no, hear me better now?
Say
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
better. I think that's better. Yes.
okay. Anyway, it's all
Yes,
good.
better. There you
Yeah.
go.
Okay, I was just saying that the dog, you don't have to worry if your dog doesn't want to eat vegetables. Like that's not a big deal. What are vegetables? They're good fiber. The fiber that makes them go poo poo. It's a nice poo poo. The carrots, the beets, any of the greens. Mimi
Right.
will not eat, like if I give her leftovers of whatever I'm eating with some spinach on it, she'll actually leave the spinach behind. Okay, so and the raw spinach, right? So just
Right.
FYI. Anyway,
Well, that's a great thing about making a meal in a broth, though, is because even if they don't want the actual vegetable itself, then they'll still get the nutrients and the benefits in the broth, though.
exactly. And that's why I love using broth when oh, bless you, when
Thank
I'm
you.
cooking or heating things up, because, broth or chicken stock or beef stock also has great stuff in it, right? And they
Right.
actually cook with, yeah. So and remember everyone too, don't overcook your food, right? So just keep it nice and a little bit al dente so that the veggies still have the nutrients and make it so much more delicious for the body.
Yeah,
And remember,
go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't go ahead.
no, it's okay. I just keep rambling. No, I was just gonna say, remember that healthy you is a healthy pet, right? And a healthy pet is a happy owner. So it's a cyclical thing. So remember that.
Absolutely.
So we shouldn't, if you don't cut corners, not for yourself and not for your animals.
That's great advice. I know I'm grumpy all the time, and I'm guessing that's why I've got cranky pants in my family. But the thing I love most about this is because I grew up in my mom was a big, warm, just generous, beautiful person, and everyone on her side of the family, they just were excellent cooks. I don't think there were any chefs in the family, but they could certainly cook in the kitchen, and she always made the kitchen the center of the house and the family.
Oh,
And so
that's
for
so nice.
me, she had 4 sons. We had pets, but they weren't really the center of the house. But for me, it's just great to be in my kitchen and cooking for me and my fuzzy buds too. Ginger can go cook for her fuzzy buds somewhere else. I got the kitchen. No, this has been a great episode. Thank you for taking the plunge and doing this experimental. This is the first time we've ever done something like this on Fuzzy Butts and Friends. I look forward to getting viewer comments and feedback, whether you like it, whether you thought, hey, you knucklehead, you should have put the camera over here, done this that way, or whatever the case is. Feedback is important. Hopefully you're watching this on YouTube channel so you can actually see it. If you're listening to this on Spotify or iHeartRadio, I'm not sure you probably are still with us. So that's it. Ro, why don't you give out where people can find Neopause on social media and where people can find your videos?
So you can just go to neopause.com. So neopaws.com.
All right.
And Healthy Cooking with Ro. There's actual video link on the homepage of Neopause that will take you to Healthy Cooking with Ro. But it's my YouTube channel. Would love to have everyone come and have a look at it. I'm sure you will love the recipes. I mean, we go from wild salmon, wild almond crusted salmon to, tortillas and all kinds of delicious delicious dishes for you and your best friends.
But as you can hear in the background, the rest of the fuzzy butts here in the house, I only have 2 that contribute to this household. Ginger has, I think, 27 dogs somewhere in this
Aw.
house, stuffed in corners up in the ceiling and stuff. I don't know, but there's chaos because everyone here smells the wonderful beef bourguignon recipe that you shared with us today. But now they want some of theirs. They're like, Poppy, it's a big dog. I won't mind. Give me some of mine. So on our end, it's time to feed everybody, or else they're going to keep yapping like that. So please, everybody, go. Oh, and I look forward to your cookbook, and we would love to have you back on the show. Let's try this again. We'll learn from it. We now know kind of how it's going to work. Maybe we can make improvements, but I like it. There's the door right there. That's why it's like it's collapsing over here. It's chaos with the fuzzy butt. So on that note, everyone,
Wonderful.
thank you so much, Ro, for being a
Thank you
part.
for coming.
Yeah, thank you for being here. All right, guys, we'll see you next
Thanks,
week.
guys.
All right,
Thank you
bye-bye.
so much.
Puppy up.
Bye, Liz. Bye, Ginger.
Talk soon.
Love y'all.
Hey, everybody. What a
Bye.
crazy episode.
Thank you.
It's crazy.
Super fun.
It was super fun. Absolutely.